What's up, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. If you like videos like this, be sure to subscribe. I always forget to say that. I'm not good at advertising myself. But this is a Did I Like It for Resident Evil 6. This game gets a lot of hate. This game gets destroyed. This game was cheap like shortly after it first came out. I remember buying it full price, and then like a month later, 2 months later, it was like half of that. But if you are into Resident Evil but you've never played this one, basically they brought the whole cast together almost. Leon's here, Chris, Ada Wong is here. There's some new characters. Albert Wesker's son is one of the characters. Ada's story was added in later. She was kind of like just a character in the story, but they gave her like her own campaign, and so every one of these duos on this game has a campaign you play through, and they all play through a little bit differently. They're all over-the-shoulder shooters, but they all have a different feel to them. If you're into Resident Evil, the most Resident Evil-like campaign is Leon's campaign, because there's zombies. They're like kind of slower. I don't know, it just feels more Resident Evil. I know it's weird that all these different campaigns can feel different, even though they're the same playstyle, but they do feel a lot different. And when you're playing as Chris, it feels more like military, like he's kind of OP. When you're playing as, I'm trying to remember who the other people are. When you're playing as Ada, it's kind of funny because they didn't think about that being, because this is a co-op game, so you can do 2-player for each campaign. And with Ada's campaign, they didn't really think that through, so they just added in a random... Let me fix my camera. Sorry, it's bugging me. They just put in a random little... he's like a Spec Ops guy with like a gas mask looking thing on. He's just a random guy. He has no name or anything, I don't think. I think his name is like Agent or something like that. So they just put him in as the second player, and I played as that guy. And he's not in any of the cutscenes when there's a cutscene. Ada can do stuff with her like weapon to like shoot like a zip line basically and go up high and stuff. He can't do it, so he'll just teleport behind her when she gets to where she needs to be. So yeah, the co-op part on that one was a second thought, obviously. But like Wesker's son, I need to figure out his name. Was it Jake? I think his name's Jake. Jake's campaign. He's really good at hand-to-hand combat, so his campaign feels a little different because he's like super athletic and can like kick and punch and stuff. And yeah, so each campaign feels different. I can see why this game got hate from the Resident Evil fans if they were like expecting a Resident Evil game, but I think RE5 is a lot better than this game. I loved Resident Evil 5. I think 5 gets a lot of hate. But this game also gets way too much hate, although I can see where the hate comes from. Just not the extent of the hate, I guess. Because these are really fun to play through with a friend. I mean, I don't know if they'd be as fun alone, but there was good boss fights on every campaign. They tied all the stories together pretty well. You had to refight the same bosses over and over again, though, which is kind of annoying. But still, it's a really fun game. I don't think it's nearly as bad as people say. So if you're a Resident Evil fan, you've been holding off on this game because you think it sucks, play it. But try to play it co-op though. Just go through each campaign like it's its own game, and it's good, very good. I'd probably give Resident Evil 6 I'll go 7.5 out of 10. By the way, another big thing this game got, if you look at the logo, it looks like Jeffrey the giraffe getting a blowjob. You see it? It's pretty funny. Poor Jeffrey. RIP. Rest in peace, Jeffrey. He's still in Canada, I guess. Jeffrey the Canadian giraffe. But yeah. Trying to think of some bad things I don't like. One of them was the Agent, the second thought of the co-op second player on Ada's campaign. If I could talk, was that even a sentence? I think that's the. I mean, I wish it felt more Resident Evil-y, but I didn't go into it thinking I was going to get a Resident Evil game because I've already messed around with it before, and so I kind of knew what to expect, and I wouldn't have expected it anyways. So I don't know, me going in not thinking that I'm gonna get a typical Resident Evil game made me not have that expectation, which means I wasn't disappointed, which means it wasn't really a flaw to the game. I don't know if that makes sense. So yeah, 7.5 out of 10. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. I don't know why I pointed the camera. What is this? I've never done this before. I'm trying to add something in here. I don't know. Bye.